Namaste students. Students, in the previous class we were doing this chapter British rule in India, right? And we have studied so many details till now that how the Britishers came in India, and we were doing this topic first war of independence. So now you can tell me yourself that when this war was started, it was started in 1857, right? And also, yes students, what was the major cause? What was the major immediate cause of this revolt, of this war? So the reason was that the Britishers brought new cartridges which were made of pig and cow fat, and the army soldiers, the Indian soldiers, Muslims as well as the Hindus, they refused to just use those cartridges, those cases in which bullets were kept, right? So that was the cause, that was the major reason when this war was started. Okay, so students, this war, it was the real starting point when people just thought and people expected that yes, we can get independence from the British rule. So what was it? It was the real starting point again of the revolts, of all the revolts. It was the real starting point where we can hope that yes, we can get independence, right? So how can I write this? That this war was the real starting point of revolt against the British rule in India, or you can say against the British Raj in India, right? So students, it was started in 1857, and the cause I have already discussed, right? And yes, in the previous class we have discussed that who was the leader of this war. Yes, Bahadur Shah Zafar was the main leader in Delhi of this revolt, right? And we have discussed that there were other famous leaders also who led their armies, and out of those there were various leaders like Nana Sahib Tantia Tope from Kanpur, right? And Rani Lakshmi Bai from Jhansi, Begum Hasrat Mahal from Awadh. So all these leaders, they just came together with their armies and they fought against the Britishers, right? So students, after this war, this war was not that, it didn't had that much great impact. So it was easy for Britishers to suppress this war, right? So the war didn't had that much great effect, and it was suppressed within a year, right? It was suppressed by the Britishers within a year, right? So students, what were the causes? I told you that it didn't had that much great impact, right? So what were the causes of these, that the war was not that much big? So there were various causes. First of all, you know that Britishers had very highly equipped guns, right? And their weapons were very effective. But in front of that, Indians were not having that much good weapons, right? So we were having only swords with which the leaders fought this war, right? So the first reason for the failure of this war was the weapons. So we are discussing now the failures, we are discussing now the causes of failure, right? What were the reasons behind failure of this war? Why I am saying failure? Because after this war we couldn't overthrow the British rule. Britishers were still there in India, right? But there was a little bit impact. I'll come to that later. But before that, what were the reasons behind failure? Number one reason was weapons, right? We were not having that much good weapons as compared to the Britishers, right? After that, the second reason was that this war, this was limited to only to a particular area of India. It was in the middle and northern area of India only, right? It was not vast, it was not spread among all the India, right? So it had only limited spread. So due to this limited spread, it was easy for Britishers to suppress this war, right? suppress this war. So limited spread was there. After that, another reason it was that you see, everybody was fighting for their own reasons. There was not a united reason of nationalism. Initially they were fighting for their own aims. So everybody was having their separate different aims. Like the soldiers were fighting against those Carthaginians rule and their and their honor, and the farmers were fighting for their land, right? So everybody was having their own aim to fight. And if they were united, if they would have united and they had their one reason of nationalism, then for sure we can say that this war could have more impact, it could have more effect over the Britishers. So these were the major reasons due to which this you can say due to which this war was not effectful that much. What were the reasons? Number one, the weapons, right? The weapons in India were not that much good. After that, there was a limited spread. Only you can see when we talked about the leaders, you can see that only few people participated from Kanpur, from Awadh, right? Only few areas, few kingdoms participated. After that, they were having their own different aims. They were not having a common aim to fight against the Britishers. So these were the major reasons. After that, we are going to discuss about the consequences. Like what were the consequences, what were the effects? What were the effects of this war? Consequences of First War of Independence. Right? So what were the results of this war? First of all, the queen, the very brave woman, the Jhansi ki Rani, Rani Lakshmibai, she lost her life. Right? She lost her life, and the leader of the war, Bahadur Shah Zafar, he was imprisoned. Right? The Britishers kept him in the prison somewhere outside India. So Bahadur Shah Zafar, the first consequence was that Bahadur Shah Zafar he was sent to Rangoon, was sent for imprisonment to Rangoon. Right? Rangoon is somewhere in Myanmar right now, so he was sent to Rangoon for imprisonment. And let me just tell you, Rangoon, which is in Burma and it is in Myanmar, right? So he was imprisoned. Imprisoned means when you are in jail for your whole life. So he got imprisonment punishment. And Jhansi ki Rani, Rani Lakshmibai, she lost her life. And the second consequence, that was a great consequence, that he couldn't overthrow the Britishers outside India. But the impact was that the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, she took over the control directly in her hands. Right? She just take the control of India in her hands, and the East India Company, we were able to throw the corrupt East India Company out of the India. Right? But that doesn't mean that British rule was end. Don't get confused with this. We all know that we got independence in 1947, but East India Company was thrown out after this war, and the British government, the England government, took the control of India in their own hands. So what was the major impact of this First War of Independence? The impact was that the corrupt East India Company was thrown out of India, right? And the British government took direct control of Indian administration in their own hands, right? So I'll just write another points here. Yes, what was the next point? That British government took the control in their own hands. So it was the end of, you can say it was the end of rule of East India Company, right? direct control of Indian administration, right? And after this, a council was made for ruling India, and the Queen Elizabeth, she promised various things to the people of India. So what were the another consequence? She said that now people of India will also be considered for civil services or public post. So after that, what happened? Indian people were told that they will be considered for public post, or you can say civil services. Right? And also one another promise was made that there will be no discrimination, right? That no discrimination would be there on basis of caste, on basis of what? Caste, color, you can say skin color, or creed. Now students, here are two new words for you. Number one is discrimination. What is discrimination? Initially there was a lot of discrimination, right? Britishers were preferred over Indian people, right? And discrimination means bhedbhav. After this, the Queen promised that there will be no discrimination in India based on their caste, right? To which caste they belong, and their color, their skin color, whether they are Indians or they are Britishers, all will be given equal rights in India. And creed. What is the meaning of creed? Creed means religious beliefs. Religious beliefs. Now, why is this point kept here? See students, the Britishers believe that this war happened because they interfered with the religion of Indian people. How the religion? Because you know the cause was the pig and cow fat being used in the cartridges, right? So they just assumed that that was the reason that they interfered in the religious beliefs of Indian people. This resulted into this war, right? So after this, they decided that from now onwards they will not interfere with the religious beliefs of India, right? They will not interfere at all with the religious beliefs of India, so that after this no such revolt happened. This was just the assumption of Britishers, right? So these all were what? Consequences. And yes, one more thing is left. The General of India, the Governor General, previously known as the Governor General of India, was now known as Viceroy. Another name was given to him. Governor General of India was now called as Viceroy. Right? So these were all the changes that happened after this war. That it was the end of East India Company rule. Britishers took over the control in their hands directly, right? And they told all these things. They promised that there will be no discrimination in India after this, and they will be considered for public post as well. Indian people will be given equal rights, right? And also Governor General was now called as Viceroy. But all these things were just mere promises. These were promises, but after these impacts also there was no big change in the life of common man. It couldn't get better. And yes, one more consequence was that the Indian princes, the Indian kings were allowed to rule their territories, right? Initially East India Company took over their territories, they took over their kingdoms, but now it was allowed that Indian princes can lead their territories, right? I'll just write it here. The next consequence is what? The Indian princes were allowed to rule their territories, or you can say kingdoms, right? So after all these promises, even after this, there was no big change in the life of people of India. So it didn't change the common people life at all. So after this, just many revolts happened, many leaders came knowledge, and this brought a feeling of nationalism in them, right? This just a seed of nationalism grew. This was a very major impact that the thinking of Indian people changed, and now they start fighting for nationalism, that they want an independent India, right? So what we can say that the seed of nationalism and the revolts, these discontentment among Indian people and feeling of nationalism it grew bigger and bigger, right? So these feelings grew bigger and bigger year after and after, right? So it grew bigger and we finally got independence in, you all know this, that we got independence in 1947, right? Yes. So what is it? Yes, we got independence in finally due to all these fights and a very major struggle. After a very major struggle, we got independence from the British rule in 1947, and today now we celebrate that Independence Day also, right? So yes, this was all about this chapter, and yes, one major thing is there. Yes, the first war of independence, Britishers used to call it Sepoy Mutiny, right? The Britishers gave this war the name of Sepoy Mutiny. Now what is the meaning of this Sepoy Mutiny? Yes, it's right. The Britishers called this first war of independence as Sepoy Mutiny. So students, in this Sepoy, what is the meaning of Sepoy? Sepoy means those Indian people who worked in the British Army, right? So what is the meaning of Sepoy? Indian people in British Army, right? And what is the meaning of this word mutiny? Meaning of this word is revolt, or you can say war. Because you know that Britishers believed that the reason for war was interfering in their religious beliefs, and the army people just sparked off this war, right? So they named it as Sepoy Mutiny, because the reason for this war was Indian soldiers in the British Army, right? And they carried out a revolt, so that's why it was named as Sepoy Mutiny. So all these things this chapter is done, and we have discussed various things, various interesting part also. It was just like a story. I hope you got it, right? And just see the important points and the important revolts we saw. Initially we talked about Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, that these were fought in between the Britishers and the Bengal people. And after 100 years of this first war of independence, that had a great impact on you can say on the Britishers and on the Indian people also, but this couldn't change much. This just ended the rule of East India Company, but the Britishers were not overthrown out of the country. So after many years, when this nationalism feeling grew bigger and bigger, after many years in 1947 we got independence finally, and after that we can say that India was free from the Britishers rule. And yes, this name Sepoy Mutiny, understand it, the name, and learn it. So students, I am done for this. For this chapter it's done. Just go through the chapter from the book also, right? And try to do the exercise yourself first, but I will provide you the solutions in the PDF also. So okay, keep studying, take care, and have a nice day.